Okay, we are on live now, and I'm going to introduce Alina. So, welcome everyone to James Green's English classroom. Our today's teacher is Alina, and I'm going to introduce Alina to the group. Alina from Uzbekistan, Tashkent. She is 36 years old, and she has bachelor degrees in English philology and accounting and audit. In 2012, she successfully completed master degree in English philology. 1 year of working as an accountant made her to understand that teaching and interaction with people of different nationalities is more preferable and suitable for her. So she has more than 10 years of teaching experience in Uzbekistan. 6 years ago, she moved to Turkey, Istanbul, and she started teaching English, Spanish, Russian, and Turkish language to kids and adults. And she studies nutritiology and dietetics at the same time. In her free time, she likes singing and playing the piano. Also, she likes cooking, preferably Turkish and Russian cuisine. And she's fond of sports in general, especially Pilates and swimming, wushu, and boxing. So welcome, Alina. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mommy. So, hello, everyone. I'm very happy to see you here. I hope that you will be active during the lesson. And today we'll have a conversation. We will talk and we will use simple past, past continuous, and past perfect tenses during our conversation. So, the topic is the most unforgettable or memorable moment in your life, which happened to you maybe 10 years ago, maybe yesterday. It depends on you. You will explain me. But first of all, I would like to explain you my story. And you should listen to me, and then you'll make comments, or maybe you will explain your story also. When I was 3 years old, we lived in Moscow, in Russia, and my father was sent there for the graduation, and he was studying in the police academy there, and my mom worked and as a nurse also, and she every time she spent time also in the hospital, and sometimes in the mornings, sometimes in the evenings. And as a child, I was like very active, disobeyed, naughty, and I didn't like to spend time only by sitting or sleeping or watching some films or playing games. And that memorable day, my mom left me with my father, and she had to feed and support our family at that moment. She worked like a like a dog because she had to do it. So, and my father, he came after his after the police academy come, he came home, and he had to look after me and my brother. But you know, men, like, they cannot say normally cannot do it. They can do it, but they don't have a tolerance like women. So he went to the bathroom. He decided to take a shower, and yeah, I was playing in the living room. We had only one room, and we live in a multiple building. I forgot to tell you, multi-story building, and we lived in the 14th. Can you imagine? In the 14th floor. Yeah. And we had only one room, living room. So when my father went out, he was surprised because he couldn't find me in one. You know, we had only one room. Interesting. Like he started to call me like, Elena, where were you? So no voice. Interesting. Then I was tired to wait for him when he will find me. And I told him, okay, Daddy, I'm here. Look, I'm here. And then my father started to understand that, realized that I was outside, like I was staying in the narrow windowsill on the outside on the 14th floor. Can you imagine? And by the way, my father has a fear height. And when he approached, he saw the chair, 2 or 3 boxes on the chair because I was short, 3 years old. In order to climb to the windowsill, I opened the window and I was outside, you know. And when he heard my voice, he realized that I was outside, and then he pulled out the curtains and he saw that I was holding with my holding window with my left hand, and I was waving and smiling. Daddy, I'm here. Like, and with my right hand. Huh. Yeah, he wasn't shocked, but he controlled himself and he approached slowly and talked to me in a gentle way, like, okay, please, please, slowly, please hold the window because it was very dangerous, you know. And finally, when he took me back, he could breathe out, and he told me why you couldn't find other place to hide. And I told me, but you couldn't find me, I helped you. Like, that's why I think that windowsill outside, it was the best place to hide. So it was my story, and every time when I come home, when I come to Uzbekistan, my father explained me and told me that he couldn't forget about this story. Every time when I come home, he told me, do you know, you were so active and you didn't have fear. And you know, I'm not afraid of hate. So that's why it was interesting that my father also could control himself. Like, so what do you think about this story? What do you think? Do you have such kind of stories, or maybe you have some different situations in your life which happened to you, and you will explain me also, like I explained now. I explained you. You can also share your stories or your opinions about my story. Who
Yeah,
wants?
Elena. Yeah, this is Arif. You have great experience about this, and I would like to share just one story. It's very little story. About 5 or 6 years ago, in India. India is next to Bangladesh. I am from Bangladesh, and there was a kid always used to watch cartoon. One at a time, the kid actually was like Superman cartoon. So one at a time, the kid decide himself to make Superman, and he went to the 3 ground floor and try to jump from the floor in the street. And suddenly his father came here, and his father said, okay son, stop there." The son replied, "Father, I am Superman. If I jump from the 3-story building, nothing will happen." Then father said, Superman afterward. At first, you save your life. This kind of a story. Yeah, I realize this is it. Yeah.
Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. Very interesting story. Because normally, oh, we have stories, all of us. Yeah, we have stories. We just we should think one of the stories. We should think about it. That's why, for example, I decided to explain you this story because it's one of the most memorable. Like every time I heard, and I hope that that you also have some stories from your life because so maybe some situations and you cannot forget about it, or maybe it was really interesting.
There is a lot of story, but I don't know what kind of story I am going to. I will tell you now because it's very difficult to decide what kind of story should I say now.
Yeah,
Kind of.
we have a lot of stories, so that's why maybe Murmi, maybe you want to explain us some stories from your life.
Alina, sometimes you can hear the back noise, my background noise. My kids are very noisy, so I'll come later.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have the
Murmi,
same normally. The
Murmi, one
same
thing,
situation.
Murmi.
I
Yeah,
can
Yes.
share
Murmi,
now.
there is lack of students, so you should support to make the class. You don't have to
Yes,
any
I'm
space.
here. Yes, I'm here. But I
No,
don't
no.
want to be noisy because people might get distracted. I don't know. You can already hear. So I have to handle both online and offline people.
Okay.
So I'll come.
Okay, maybe Nargis wants to explain some of your stories in her, which happened in her life.
Yes, I was thinking about
No.
what I can
Explain, yeah.
share with you. And my life is not that adventurous, but yeah, I remembered some story that happened to me, and that was incredible. Well, it was the day when I gave birth to my second child, my daughter, and it was unusual because it took very little time. Let me explain. I woke up very early in the morning with pain, and it was about 6 a.m. and incredible pain, of course. And it took me less than an hour to give the birth. So as soon as I woke up, we started preparing, and we set off, but we couldn't reach the hospital, and I gave birth right in the car. So,
Really?
and it was how to say? Well, it was really scary because I was so worried about the kid's health, and I didn't know
Yeah.
how I could do that, sitting in a seat in a car, and there was no one to help me because my husband, he was driving the car and I was sitting next to him. All he could do just support me with his hand, and he didn't believe because it was really unbelievable because we were doing everything so fast, and we had no traffic at that time. It was so early, and we didn't wait for the kid to come out so early, so fast. And I felt that the kid was coming out, and but I couldn't hear her voice. So I was so worried. I was praying in tears for the health. I was worried, not to
Yeah.
make it this time. But almost at the doors of the hospital, we heard her cry. and it was incredible. And my my husband was so confused, and me also. We were so excited and happy and all together. And that was when my husband well finally believed that I was really giving birth at that time. Yeah, it is probably the most unforgettable experience in my life. Just wanted to share.
So it's very good story. What do you think? Do you want to have more child to give a birth more or no? Because it's
I
very easy
already
for
have.
you. But it's easy for you.
Yeah, that was really easy. I have 3 kids,
You
and
are lucky.
I hope, I'm done with it. No more. My eldest son is already 15 years old, so
Yeah, you're done. Yeah,
yeah. But the easiest one, yeah, it was with my daughter. She didn't let me have much pain, I'd say. It was really easy, but an incredible experience.
Normally when we are talking about kids, that you thought that it was easier for you, yeah. Well, when you are talking about your daughter, in general, also when they growing up, also it's easier. For example, maybe your daughter is very good person. Like, I mean, it's also easy. I mean, that she studies good and she goes to school or to the university. She didn't make problems or something else like normally. Yeah. So that's why. Okay.
It is. I wouldn't say that it has anything to do with that. Not for me. Thank God, none of them are making any huge. They are not causing any huge problem for us. It's fine. So I'm lucky to have this kind of kids.
Story. Yeah.
And story.
So thank you, Nargis. Normally we have a
You're
lot of
welcome.
stories. If we should think a little, but like, okay, maybe this story now, maybe it's so ridiculous, maybe it's not so interesting, maybe you think so, but you can share it, only share, and we will see how, first of all, how can you explain, how can you explain everything in detail, and also how do you use grammar? I mean, like past perfect, simple past, and past continuous tenses. So that's why for me it's very important to listen to you also. And stories, normally I chose this topic because we all of us, we have stories. Some people can tell you that I don't remember, but normally 1 or 2 stories we can remember. We cannot remember, for example, I don't remember when I was 3 years old what I did, yeah, but my parents, every time they explain me, so that's why I decided to explain this story. Normally I have a lot of stories, a lot of different stories, but this story came into my mind. So, and I want you to talk. I want you to talk, and after these stories, when everyone explain the stories, I will play with you. So that's why I want we'll say now. Who wants to explain? Who is active? Who wants to explain some of the stories also, which happened maybe 2 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe yesterday, maybe 2 hours ago?
I want to explain.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
First of all, hello to everyone. My name is Khoshna. So before 1 hour ago, I had joined a voice chat of, I think, Indian it was. So when I joined it, I opened my camera and showed myself to them. So one of the guy, he screenshot of my faces and put a picture on his profile. So I think it is unpolite Yeah,
Strange. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is unpolite thing is if someone take a picture of someone without any person. So this is an something happened to me. Just I would like to share with us.
That's why now your camera is off, yeah? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Can
unfortunately,
I know where are you from, Miss? If it is not secret.
I'm from Uzbekistan. You came later, so that's why you didn't hear. Because
Just
Moon, yes, shared the story about me, about my
Tashkent,
name.
Bukhara, Samarkand, which country?
Tashkent. Tashkent.
Tamam. Okay. Kalaysan.
So it means that you know. Okay, can you explain some of your stories also? Maybe you can tell us. It will be interesting also to listen to you. I mean, only we listened also about the cameras, but maybe some stories more about you and your life.
Me?
Yeah.
Stories about what, Yani? Like what?
What happened to you? Maybe you remember some memorable events in your life. What happened to you maybe 3 years ago? Today we're talking only in simple past continuous and past perfect tenses. So that's why you can explain one of these stories from your life that you cannot forget about this story, about this event, but maybe can't happen to you, and you can share these stories, this moment. So that's why we first of all I started to explain my story, and then it was very interesting to listen to, and also at the same time you can control and control yourself, and also can correct yourself. And after explaining all the stories, we will play a little bit. So that's why who wants to explain some of their stories? I would like to listen to.
Now I don't have any idea.
You don't have some stories from your life. You
Yeah,
can
I have a
explain
lots
some
of
stories
stories, but I
yeah.
cannot remember anyone.
Okay. Think a little.
Sorry?
You can think a little bit, like maybe something happened to you maybe 2 hours ago, but you explained it, yes. But some of the memorable, like maybe from your childhood, maybe you should think.
Well, I cannot remember.
Maybe someone else who can explain some stories from their life, also from maybe from their childhood.
Hello,
Or yes.
hello. This is Marcos. Hello, Muni, Elena, Alex. Thanks.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. This is
Hello.
Marcos, and let me introduce myself. This is Marcos, and I'm 23 years old, and so I'm from Peru. I live in Pucallpa, and then finally I am an English teacher. Yes, I'm 23 years old. I finished my career this year on February.
Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, some stories from your life.
What?
Some stories from your life.
Yes, in my life, it's about my life. It's
Okay.
my passion is to teach. I remember when I was 18 years old, I was teaching in a high school, in different schools. Last year, I was teaching also in a private school. Now I'm teaching in a institute, in a private institute. Yes, I love teaching, never tired. I love passion. I
Okay.
remember,
What?
yeah,
Mhm.
I
What?
remember when my mother isn't living with me, right? My mother isn't living with me. I remember when I was 16 years old, my mother told me, Marcos, where are you go? Where are you go? Because you don't your family in another place where you want to go to study. I told her, no, mother, I want to study. I want to be an English teacher. Yeah, I was living alone when I was 17 years old. Now I've been living here in the city for 5 years. Yes, I live alone. I pay for my bedroom. I love teaching. That's
Good,
all.
but finally you could reach your goal, yeah? Yeah, you
Yeah.
became a teacher. Yeah, you had some difficulties, yeah, in your life, but you could do it. So it's very good. I mean, it's specific features. Yeah, it's very good. I hope
Yeah.
that in future also you will do everything what you want to do. Because as I see you stubborn, like you will do it. You told that you will do it. It means that you will do it. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, Elena.
Good luck. I mean, very good story. Yeah. So we have 13, 13 students here. And I want you to
I would
be,
like to share something.
yeah. Okay.
This is about my childhood. I mean, I'm from a village, but here the villages are not like a village. I mean, it is kind of not a typical village. And my father used to work for the government, and for his job, he used to stay away from home. And during that time, we didn't have telephones. So the only way to communicate with him is writing letter. And I used to miss my dad a lot. I used to cry. And I remember every 3 months, he managed to come home. And the day when he leaves home for his work, I used to cry a lot in the evening. I felt very lonely. And I couldn't share this thing to I mean, with my mother also. But, inside, I was very lonely at that time. Because I am very attached to my dad. There is a reason also, because he's very open-minded. And
I have the same situation. Okay.
okay. So I really like him very much, because he's very, very open-minded and never think about any religion, everything. I mean, I never have seen such open-minded people around my in my neighborhood. And so I used to miss him a lot. And by the time his time for retirement, it was my time for coming out of home for my higher studies. So when he got retirement, he came home, but still I didn't meet, because I already went out of my hometown for higher studies. I went to Delhi. So that desire to live more with him always was in my side, inside me. And then, when I come home, when I used after, during my studies, when I used to come home, I used to meet, but it is for very short time. So therefore, now I think, I prefer my children to stay with both the parents, with father and mother. But unfortunately, from 6-7 months, my children's father also, he has to stay away from them for work. But I have been thinking that it would be good if we can stay together, at least for our children. I think my daughter also has close bonding with her dad. And I think she might be thinking the same way. She might be missing. And I'm trying not to make it difficult or complex. And hopefully,
I'm sorry, this is the history what she is
going
famous, but
to
no, this is not the music. I'm sorry, baby.
That's what I thought. It didn't look like a music video.
And I'm going to shift to his place very soon by the new year. So that's my story. There are so many stories, but this is very, I feel it. So I wanted to share with you all, but there are a lot of stories similar to that.
Thank you,
Anyone
Mommy.
else?
Yeah, that I had the same situation like you have with your father. I mean, also close. We're very close with my father. I can talk with him for 2-3 hours every day, for example. Not with my mom, but with my father. So, but like father's daughter, you can understand it. So yeah, sad that your present situation, I mean, that your husband is far from. But look, can you see that the same situation, your daughter has the same situation that you had when you were a child?
Yes, I feel that.
Yeah, but really interesting story. Someone else wants to share the stories from their life. Maybe what you had a chance to think while Mumi explained her story. Other students, they had a chance to think and to explain, to share some stories with students with us. Can you do it? Who is brave? Who can tell us this story and the moment? Maybe not story, maybe some moments in your life that you remember and you cannot forget about it. Who wants to share? So I'm looking at the list. We have Alex.
Oh my God.
Yes, Alex.
Oh, sorry, because it's my first time here with you in your class, in your English class. I hope to share my history. I have maybe a danger history when I was a child.
Okay. Yeah.
A danger and a funny history because when I was a child, I was 4 years old. My grandmother is cooking, cooked in the kitchen outside the house, and I put into the cup a liquid, maybe explode, alcohol. I don't know to remember what type of liquid.
Okay.
And I go to the kitchen and I put inside the kitchen this liquid. The kitchen explode over me, explode. I don't know say the good word. Maybe you gives me the mistake when I'm speaking. The kitchen explode over me, and my grandmother feel very scared and call 911 and call the ambulance. It's very dangerous, the history. But the funny is, for me, no have a problem because when I came to the doctor told me who is the principal, the person that they provide you this situation. And I told her, Mama, my grandmother, my grandmother. Sometimes my grandmother told me maybe it's very a dangerous situation, or I felt very bad, or maybe different situation. Maybe my grandmother put in yellow or in different in bad situation. But I say at the doctor, Mama, my grandmother. I don't listen. Sorry.
Really interesting story and situation also, especially when you explained about the some drink. Maybe it's what it was alcohol, as you told us. Maybe no,
Yeah,
something. Yes.
alcohol.
So maybe, but really, thank you for the story. Someone wants to comment or say something, because when we finish to explain our stories, we will play. So, but I want to listen and you, and I want, we have 12 members. Yeah, I want you to talk. I want you to talk. Maybe Kawa. Where is Kawa? No. Okay. Who wants to talk? Who wants to explain? Maybe someone remember some of the stories in their life, or maybe some situations, memorable, unforgettable. I want you to talk. Ramesh Nepal. Do you want to talk?
I think Mr. Amans want to speak. Amans Ulon Dark. This man.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, bro, go ahead, don't shy.
Okay, this is me, Amans, and I'm from Malaysia. And you know, I have this I don't know, I think this is this problem, in my life,
That you don't
Um,
remember stories.
it is a story start from when I was a kid. I think my parents always always give me a lot of good things, like good stuff, buy me a lot of stuff for me. And I have like 5 siblings, I think. And I was like the main focus of my family, right? I'm the second son of 5 siblings. And later, something happened when my mother stopped, focusing on me, and she started buying stuff for her other son, her other son. This makes me really like a bit, hurt. It hurts my feeling. I'm jealous. It feels like I'm being attacked by something when I saw this thing happen. When I saw my other brothers and other sister were being treated, being treated by my mother like how my mother treated me, like I'm the only person she cares. My parent cares only for me, when at that time. So when I saw my other siblings were getting a lot of stuff like me from, I get jealous a lot, and it makes me, feel like, trying to do something bad to them. It's something like it's a natural thing, right? Everyone get jealous, right? But for me, I started trying to get rid of this stuff. At the end, it keeps happening, and it becomes a disease to me. And when I grow up, I have a friend, maybe 5. I kept trying to be better than all of them, and when one of them tried to be different than me, like they're not following my step, and I feel like I'm being threatened, like I lose control over them. So I become like, scared. I feel like I lose my power over those friends that I have. I get jealous, and it felt depressing, anxiety. Um, uh, Later, I lose everyone, and everyone start. All my friends started go away from me, and because they thought I was someone that is an evil person trying to use them. And at the end, it felt like I can't breathe. It felt like depressed in the heart. I think this is my mistake. So when I grow as an adult, I'm 28, right now. I'm trying to change myself. I'm trying to forget who I am, who I were before, that evil person, that one person that like narcissistic person, you know. It's a disease, you know. I can't I can't forget about it. It's hard to forget about it. I just whenever I try to find a friend, I try to be not jealous with this one friend. But when he gets better than me, when he obtains some accomplishment in his life, I suddenly felt threatened. I felt like jealous. But I know this is not the right way. But it's hard to remove that feeling, you know.
Sorry for interrupting, but maybe it's very good that you have friend that who is better than you. For example, I also have such kind of friend. I have a lot of friends, but yes, jealous. It's sometimes it's normal. I mean, like maybe you want to be better than this person, your friend. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's very good that you have such friend. You know, sometimes it's better to have best friends. I mean, that person is better than you rather than he's worse than you. So that's why don't think so. I think you can you will do it. I mean, like you will overcome these difficulties. It's not so really difficult. You should talk. Maybe you and as you understand it, it comes from your childhood. So that's why you should think about it. Yeah. So this story is unforgettable for you, yeah?
It's hard to forget. I'm trying to get rid of feeling jealous, you know. But maybe if Mr. Green is here, maybe he'd probably say jealousy is part of our human, you know, it's part of our human self, you know. If he was here,
Yeah.
he probably said that. But I'm trying to overcome jealousy, you know, because jealousy try to make my life hard, you know, because I can't stop thinking about other people's life, you know. I just don't understand. You know, it's a disease.
Yes,
You know?
first of all, you should understand what you really want, what happened to you, something that you do, you know. And we have such phrase like when you change yourself, everything will change. But you know, it's really it's a true. But normally we think that, for example, I'm a perfect person, I'm a good person. Why I should change myself, for example, or I do everything in the right way. Why I should change myself? So that's why when but really when you change yourself, everything and everyone, like you know, is changing. But
Sorry.
yeah.
So can I give a small comment to this brother Aman's
Yeah.
blog about his story?
Yes.
Brother, just live for yourself. Don't live for others, because if you live for others, it means that you are dead. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Listen, very good comment. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It was very interesting, really interesting. Thank you for sharing your personal stories from your life. I appreciate your attitude to me, to the classes. Thank you. Someone, maybe one more story I want to listen, and then we will play. We will start playing a game. Someone else wants to share.
I think Mr. Nargis Azerbaijan, he wants to speak.
Nargis explained her story. Explained.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he is go ahead, Marshall.
Maybe someone else. Nargis explained. I heard her story. It was very interesting and real story from her life. Maybe
Rania.
Rania. Yes, Rania.
Yeah.
Rania, where are you?
I think he sleep.
Yeah, she doesn't. Maybe she's not free now. Maybe. So someone else wants to explain, or it's enough for you to explain some stories? I want to play with you and to see.
What kind of play we are going to do? I mean, after this Zoom, it is finished.
Like, you know, I mean, I will check some grammar rules, like as you see, I wanted to explain me some stories from your life which happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe when you were a child or something else. For example, I will give you a short example.
Okay.
When I was a child, and I can tell you, for example, can you finish my sentence? When I was a child, can you complete my sentence?
When I was a child, I was cute boy.
Cute boy. Okay, now look. Okay, very good. you respect yourself. It's very good. For example, now, Nargis, when I was a cute boy, can you complete the sentence?
I like this game. Yeah, go ahead. Perfect.
You understood, yeah?
Yeah,
Like when you, yes, you complete boy, someone else wants to finish. Nargis.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
When I was a cute boy, I thought the world was mine.
Oh, wow. So now can you choose someone? If you want, you can choose someone from our group who can complete
Okay.
your sentence.
Let's see.
I will say.
Ramesh.
Oh,
Okay, Mummy, go ahead.
your sentence was when I thought the world was mine, right?
I thought the world was mine, yeah.
When I thought the world was mine, I felt like a queen.
You felt like a queen. Okay. For example, I want to complete your sentence. When I felt myself like a queen, I was 10 years old. It's a real story. I mean, every time when I was a child, it's a pretty girl, you look like a princess. And I told to everyone, I'm not a princess, I am queen. So that's why.
Okay. Let me continue your sentence.
Okay. Okay, I told you what I told, that I was 10 years old when I was a queen. I felt myself like a queen. I was 10 years old. Now you should continue. I was 10 years old when, for example.
When I was 10 years old, I was like to be a Spider-Man.
You what? Can you repeat, please?
When I was 10 years old, I would like to be a Spider-Man.
You would like to be Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Now quickly, who wants to continue?
Alex. Go ahead, Alex.
Alex.
Oh my God.
Every time Alex, when we called Alex to answer, to say, to reply, oh my God. Okay, Alex, oh my God. Can you continue, please?
One sentence or continue this sentence?
Can you repeat, please, your sentence again, please, for Alex?
When I was 10 years old, I would like to be a Spider-Man. So go ahead, continue.
So, Alex.
The game, for example, I say when I was 10 years old, continue the sentence, no?
You would like to be Spider-Man. So I would like to be Spider-Man, and you should continue. Like continue.
Yeah. I was to be a doctor.
Okay, choose someone. Good.
Who wants to continue? Can you be more active?
It's my real history. It's my real history, because when I was a child, sometimes I played to be a doctor, a good doctor. But in the future, I study accounting and finance. not the doctor.
But normally it's normal because kids, you know, they have a lot of dreams, and every time I will be a doctor, I will. But in future they change their decision. Okay, please. Can you choose someone else, and then we will play with 2 or 3 only.
I will say
Okay.
I wanted to be a doctor when I saw my son was beaten by a dog.
Repeat it, sorry.
I wanted to be a doctor when I saw my son was beaten by a dog.
Perfect.
So
Choose someone, choose.
Okay, I have to choose. Am I going to choose? Aman?
And then her child beat the dog guy that beat him, and he fell down on the ground and he died.
you have a very long stories like
Making
not
stories.
sentences, but yeah, story, yeah.
Making
Oh, very good.
stories.
Making story, yeah. Very
Yeah,
good.
am I right?
Look now, Moonmi, can you play with me, for example? I will start and you will finish. I will.
Okay,
I want
I'll
to
try.
show. I will give an example. Give an example only. When I wake up in the
Start at
morning,
the beginning.
woke up in the morning.
I looked at the mirror.
I look at the mirror and noticed that I forget about my new haircut. I forget about it. That I forget to wash my face. Sorry, every 5 minutes someone is calling, so that's why I forget to wash my face.
I forget to wash my face and just went to my workplace.
I went to my workplace and met my old friend there.
I met my old friend there, and I invited her to for dinner.
Okay, I invited her for dinner with your husband and her kids also to come here and play inside.
Her husband and with kids looked a happy family.
Okay, Mommy, thank you. I would like only to show that we can play in such kind of games, like, for what? For example, today we wanted to check simple past, past continuous, and past perfect tenses by explaining stories from our life, yeah? And normally we have a lot of stories also, but I see that all the students are active during the lesson, but only like maybe modest, maybe they're shy sometimes, or maybe like they want to share, but maybe not only one story. If you have 2, 3 stories, 5 stories, you can share it. It's very interesting to listen to and to know more about your life also. I mean, like, and maybe some stories which happened to your friends also. It's not so important to explain only about your stories. I mean, like, you can explain something that you remember, because now lots of people, they don't remember anything, so that's why. Yes,
Sorry, can I give a small comment?
Yeah.
I think most of the members in here, they are trying because the Zoom is recording on YouTube. So I think it doesn't need to record on YouTube. Even if you don't record it, so I might open my camera and maybe most of them, they would like to speak, to open their camera, motivation. But
Maybe.
while you are recording on YouTube, so it is, yeah.
Maybe.
I think members should learn from me. Yeah, I was so brave. Share such a private experience from my life. So be brave.
But what do you think in general? For example, we have lessons here. For example, what are you satisfied with this? I mean, for example, now we had lessons like we wanted to check first of all what we're doing. We like maybe everyone knows, yes, simple past, past continuous, past perfect tenses, but only to repeat it maybe sometimes, yeah. So, but and also, okay, maybe
Okay,
because
I have
of
to
videos.
go. I have to go. Thank you. I have to go. Thank you for everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. So, but I think that we shouldn't pay attention for example, to that. And we know that now we have a lot of videos and it will be on YouTube. No, okay, no problem. I think so. Yeah, because we have a lot of videos. I mean, so, but I really like that you could take part and you could talk. You could, and also we gave some examples of games with Moonmeet. Yeah, like you can
It's
do it
a really
also
fun
with some
game.
members of your family.
Through game we learn
And you know,
grammar. It's good.
it came. Yeah, you should think a little, and it's very good to practice. You can practice it every day with someone who knows English. I mean, really not like advanced level. I mean, like it's not so difficult to talk with someone else. So that's why I hope that I will have more classes in future. I want.
You are mute. Elena, you are mute.
We will talk and we will have more. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the class.
All
And
students.
I'm grateful for the session. Thank you, Elena.
Bye, Nargis.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
The class is, the time is over.
Thank you, Elena, for your class.
Time is.
Nice to meet you, to
Thank you,
everyone.
Alex.
And
Yeah.
say for all.
Like to have your class.
It's a big pleasure
So-
to join your class.
So,
And I think you definitely should schedule more.
yeah, Alena.
Yeah. Yes,
We
yes.
want more classes from you.
Do you really want? I will do it every
Yes.
day.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay then.
Okay,
So are you done?
we will do it. But
Uh,
I want you to be active. Yes, yes.
Okay.
So-
So
Okay.
thank you everyone for your participation, active participation in the class. And next class is tomorrow at 14 UTC by Fatima. And looking forward to your participation again there. So thank you everyone. I'm going to enter the call now. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
everyone. Bye.